to Still a Little Salty, the podcast where we're not afraid to add a little flavor to our faith and a lot of laughter to our lives.
We're your hosts, Christy and Heather, two friends who have seen life's ups, downs, and the salty in-betweens.
We're here to talk about real life, real faith, real friendships, and all the moments that shaped us along the way.
So grab a drink, get comfy, and let's dive in.
19. Okay. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to episode 7
Of Still a Little Salty.
I will tell you, this is our second recording session of the night because we just recorded an hour with no sound. So, technical difficulties abounding this evening.
And I know that I'm not supposed to point the fingers, but I am going to point the fingers because I was okay with the old school setup, and Heather is not.
I'm not okay with the way we were doing it. We're going to barge headfirst into the future.
But she thinks that I'm mad at her, and I am not mad at her. But
it was pretty disheartening to upload that.
It was a good conversation,
It was good. But we're gonna try to retranslate it into recording.
Yeah.
Oh, and oh man, my Princess Bride reference is not gonna be as good. Because now I have to redo it. So tell us, Christy, what is our episode about today?
Well, we originally were going to have a conversation about marriage, and so marriage prior to faith, I suppose, and then marriage when a person like myself or you bring faith into it, but then it kind of transitioned into baptism and sin, and so really this is another one of those open platform type of conversations, but it started with you asking me about what happened on my birthday and wanting to talk about that. So
maybe this time, even though nobody gets to hear the first time, we can maybe lean more towards the marriage part and, try again. Because I'm worried that we'll lose some of the specialness when it's not us talking about it for the first time. Because, it was, I don't want it to feel scripted,
yes.
know?
So.
But Christy did have an exciting birthday, and I'd like her to tell us about it.
Yes. So my birthday was on a Sunday, so church, and my husband got baptized on my birthday. That's pretty much the gist of it.
It was a lot the first time.
I know. Well, it was okay. So it was. I'm still going to be excited talking about it a second and a third and 100th time because it was very exciting. I just wanted to be funny, but my birthday was on a Sunday, and it was the first time that I believe I went to church on my actual birthday, which was exciting for me as a newfound Christian. And that weekend started, though, on, Friday evening. We went to church for a community meal, and we were helping set up the baptism tank. And
the dunker.
And Michelle asked who's getting baptized, and I said Rico, because I did know that there was baptism happening on Sunday. And Mike, Pastor Bill's brother-in-law, said, and Matt. And I know I'm repeating myself, but I did think that it was a joke because of Matt's face until Sunday morning when we woke up and we're getting ready.
Long game on you. He played a con on you.
Yes.
Well, birthday surprise.
Yes. So, in front of the church and recording, whoever watches virtually, my husband made the decision to get baptized, and per his decision and on his terms, and our walk in faith together has only increased the feelings, I would say. Without putting all of our personal stuff on blast, my husband is my best friend, and
amen to that. I'm on the same train.
Yeah. But prior to where we're at now, like, I can't say that our entire marriage was a walk of ease. I mean, we definitely struggled. There were things that he and I both did that may have either been hurtful, sinful, um, derailed us a little bit. But I wouldn't say just this past year our relationship has improved, because it significantly improved when he made a decision in 2018 to step away from alcohol altogether. That significantly improved our relationship. And it's just continued to improve over time. But I would say I feel even closer to him now that we both are attending church together and either reading or listening to the Bible or watching a show on TV about Jesus or about the Bible or about the history. And then to watch him make that decision to repent and to commit and I guess to be saved in front of our church was it brought me to tears. I mean, I was so emotional that whole service too, because it just felt, I don't know, it just felt different. Everything feels different now that Jesus is here in my heart. So
I am just so proud of both of you. Like I can't even. There's like not enough words. I wish I would have been there to see it too.
I wish you would
I
honestly.
wish I would have like you're out there just jumped in the tank too. But like, let me get it again. I need to watch it again. In our last recording of this, we did talk about how awesome it is to go down into the water and come back out feeling like a whole new person and just magic almost.
It is magical. It is a
It's I mean it genuinely feels like you were born again, like you come out of that water feeling different. I don't know, I guess maybe that depends on the person, but I feel like every video I've ever watched of people getting baptized, they come out and they just the emotion on their face is
I think I was smiling a lot. I was just smile. I was emotional and I was starting to cry before I got dunked. And then when I got dunked, I giggled and I just smiled. And yeah, like I'm still a sinner,
yeah.
but I'm a different type of sinner, I would say. Like I wake up every day and I try as hard as I can to just be a better person and a better version of myself than I was yesterday. And I actively try not to cuss as much. And I know that's so silly and that's so simple, but I had a sailor mouth. Like the F word was in almost every sentence. I mean,
I'm still really bad about it. And I try I think about it and
I hope you know that that's not like
she hates me.
no.
She's mad at me.
But it's something
for messing up.
it's the cussing is something I personally have made an active decision to just be better at because well one if I am to portray a woman who is trying to live a life more based on Christianity and the Bible and walk with Jesus and accepting Jesus, I don't want to portray myself as fake and holy roller or anything like that, but I just want to be better, especially to those that have always known me. They can see like she's her, but different.
Yeah.
Like I'm still me and I still definitely cuss, but like I actively just want to be better at it.
And I think that's a good plan because I feel like everybody's so used to cuss words that they just feel like you get a lot of people pushing back like they're just words.
Yeah, but those words hold a lot of weight. For me, they did at least.
Like the point is like, you know, you don't. I think there's plenty of times when somebody says the F word and it's just like an adjective, an extra adjective or whatever you want to call it. You know, like this effing soup is too hot. Like, why can't we just say this soup is too hot? But you know, it's just like we're conditioned for that to just come out, and I can't. I don't know. It's really hard to. You have to actively fight it.
100%.
Yeah. And I go, I have ebbs and flows where I will, you know, try really hard to keep it all under wraps, and then I work with you know, luckily there's not a lot of, I don't work with a lot of people, but and we're all kind of in the same boat. Like we don't really swear, but we do, especially when things get complicated.
Yeah. Well, I think it's like a natural human reaction these days. Even though it shouldn't be natural, it is. Like it's what has been ingrained in us. So I guess that's what it is. It's like actively working to do opposite of what has been ingrained in me. And
Yeah.
it is a work.
Well, and it makes me think like it's kind of weird because it's like the behind it. Like you don't say that effing tree is so lovely. Like this, I mean, maybe people do, but like you say it because there's just something. There's anger
Mm-hmm.
or frustration or hate or something behind it to like punch that feeling out into the world, and it doesn't matter what word it is. Like that stinking tree means the same. Like it's the same power behind it. It's a different word.
And that's what it is for me. Like,
It's kind of it's learning how to keep that emotion, not emotion, but like that anger and that yuckiness from reaching every part of my life. Is what I want to
yes,
do.
yes, because prior to being saved, if you will, I've said this before, but I was so angry and so like I know that we had moments prior to me accepting Jesus where you're like I wouldn't say you were an angry person. Like I had happiness and all that,
Yeah, and anger
but
is
to my
subjective.
core it felt very dark and I felt very heavy. And I won't lie and say that I didn't have moments where I questioned if I wanted to live anymore. Like I was definitely in one of the darkest places I had ever been. And now where I'm at, I'm not there. And I can look back and be like, wow, that I was that, but wow, that I'm here.
Yeah.
And so that's what it is for me is I'm trying to work to not use those words so much because there was so
Just
much
drag you down and
anger
drag you like
behind them.
yeah, I feel like it's just like anything else. You go on a diet, you stop eating gross food.
Mm-hmm.
You want to change the way your body looks, you change the way you eat.
Mm-hmm.
You want to change the way your heart looks, you have to change the way you act.
Yeah.
And I'm not good at that. I mean, I feel like I've made a lot of changes. But I think a lot of my changes have been focused towards my marriage and my family.
Yeah, so let's go there.
Because I felt like, and I think we've talked about this maybe in the episode where we talked about like
Stereotypes.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that I always felt like I have to do it. I'm in charge. I know
Miss
the answer.
Independent.
And I still do it. I did it the other day at work. I was like, I don't need somebody else's help. I got this. And then I like totally blew it up. Totally backfired on me. And that's the consequence of pride. That's
Mm-hmm.
what it was. It was pride. And I felt like I think that I've made a conscious choice and effort to try to be less prideful when it comes to my partnership with my husband. And because he deserves to be heard and have authority, and he I can't expect him to just I can't expect him to take care of me and be my protector and then just not let him ever feel like he has any choice.
Right.
So I think that's the biggest thing in the growth of my faith and my walk in Christ is that I've made the choice. I wouldn't say that becoming a Christian just automatically made me a better wife. Like I had to make an effort.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had to step back and realize what I was doing was not great for me, and it was not help. It was hurting Brent. And I don't want, who wants to hurt their husband?
Yeah.
I love him. He's my best friend. I want to make him the best person he can be. I want to help him however I can, and I realized that a lot of times I was doing the opposite of that. I was keeping him down. Not intentionally, not maliciously, but I was doing it without realizing it. And that's the biggest thing.
Well, and when we talked about that in the stereotype episode, um I think some of the message got a little misconstrued too by some different viewers, or maybe the point wasn't across clear. That it's not to say that some of the momentum that has been made from a overall woman perspective has
Yeah.
been a wonderful, beautiful blessing.
Absolutely necessary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because there should be some independence, like,
Hmm.
and women should have rights. So it's not to say that we need to backtrack and women need to be barefoot in the kitchen pregnant. However, this there is,
I feel like men get lost in the scuffle along the way, you
yeah,
know, and as a
because we lump, society tends to do this where they lump, one thing happens or one bad egg happens and they lump everyone into that associates in some sense, like maybe sees some viewpoints in that bad egg, and then they just automatically put you into that category. And there is difference between men and women,
sure.
and there is roles in a marriage. And
Yeah, specifically, like we're specifically speaking about a marriage, like between
a man and a
because
woman,
that's
like,
what we're experiencing.
yes,
That's what we have experience with, and how that, like, it was exactly that, like me realizing that I can't and shouldn't, and I don't really want to do the roles of a husband and a wife.
no, that's, it would be it's
And
exhausting.
that's a lot of the reason I felt like I struggled for so many years with anxiety and just just discontent in my life, and just I felt like I was trying so hard, but I was making it hard, and I didn't need to. I literally signed up to have a helper, and I was like, I don't need you, but I need you. Don't leave, you
Yeah.
know. But it's made a huge change in the way we've never not liked each other. You know what I mean? Like we've always loved being around each other, but in the last couple of years, everything is just sunshine and roses. No, not really, but yeah, I just feel like becoming Christian, strengthening my faith, and expressing it to my family, and making it a priority in our family has enhanced our marriage beyond measure.
And I can definitely, I don't know what your marriage looked like behind closed doors, but I can agree that it does have a massively positive impact in your relationship. So as long as your partner is on that similar path with you, they don't have to be in the same level of faith as you, but I could imagine it would be difficult if you had a partner that was like, that's fine that that's what you want to believe in, but I do not believe. Because then I feel like it would still be a struggle. There would
Yeah.
still be a
And there's
struggle.
stuff in the Bible about that, about being unequally yoked, is what it says.
Yeah. So, but I would agree that, like, it has positively impacted, the way that Matt and I interact. It just puts life into a different perspective, I feel like, too. I feel like when you truly, wholeheartedly, so core to your soul, all of it, commit to believing in the Bible and believing that Jesus Christ is our Lord and Savior, so many things change little by little or fast. And I feel like you gain a new perspective too on life. Like, wow, I really held a lot of weight to that thing that really isn't that big of a deal, and it doesn't matter. I think what weighed me down a lot prior was I was constantly, well, one, I had a huge, and sometimes I think I still have a little bit of a control issue, like from a health perspective. Um, but mine was like I needed to control everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I also was constantly searching for material things to bring me the happiness that I could get rid of everything tomorrow and I would be way happier than I was with all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I think realizing that has also played a massive impact on mine and Matt's happiness, um, and brought us closer together and showed the bigger picture of what really matters. Especially because like with the hysterectomy and realizing like we truly weren't having a child, um, I didn't realize like there's things that we could have done to try to have a kid, right? We've talked about this. Um, but Matt made a comment like a few days before the surgery, like I let him read the letter that you suggested I write, and he cried obviously. And in that moment, we both realized like, oh my God, our marriage is the strongest it has ever been. We are literally at a place in our life now where we really could bring a life into this world and like we would be okay. Like we are so solid in our marriage finally. Like we could say that wholeheartedly. Like there's nothing that could take it apart now. Like we are so close, and here we're at in this stage where my wife is about to lose a part of her that one makes her a woman, but
Well, and it's
also
like, I think having a baby can feel like the grand prize of getting married. Like kind of the end game.
yeah.
But it's not.
No.
It just can feel
no,
that way.
but like uh in that moment I think it was a aha too, like wow, it really is like us against the world. Like we have Landon and stuff, and he is a truly biological parent, so he got to experience that, and I was blessed by God by giving me Landon in a different way. So I'm not saying that I don't feel like a parent by any means, because I absolutely do. But like I don't know, there was a shift. And I was thankful in that moment that we had our faith in our life and our marriage. And this was before he got baptized and saved again or rebaptized or whatever. But I was I was really thankful that I had that Jesus met me where I was, because it just, I don't know, it just made everything make sense, but it also made me realize how strong we were. And had I have not accepted Jesus, I think that that surgery in that moment probably would have really, I was already down, and I think it would have, I am nervous that that would have been what would have, I'm going to get emotional, would have destroyed me for the rest of my life. So I am thankful that God found me and Jesus found me where I was.
Right when you needed him.
Yeah, because like again, it so rock solid brought him and I so much closer together, and it made me realize that like while I was losing a part of my life that I'll never get back, I have so much more though now. Like I have so much more fullness in my life. Like I'm sad obviously, and it's a an emotional, I did not expect this, but thank God for it.
Yeah.
So
and, I can't, there's no way you could convince me that you found Jesus at the perfect time for a reason. Like you could convince me otherwise. Convicted you and delivered you from that darkness because he knew you needed it right before what could have been the worst, but been the shove you down deeper in the hole.
Yeah.
And because I believe that making the choice is yours, but you said it yourself, like something happened. I know it was spurred by Charlie Kirk's assassination, but he knew you needed it.
He 100% did, because it was literally a few weeks before the surgery.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm glad that it was that, like, it was so close to surgery, but it was also enough time that it also, again, from a
it's had
marriage
time to
perspective,
simmer.
yeah, and it from even from just a marriage perspective, like it brought Matt and I so much closer together. And I think it was eye opening for Matt too. Like I said, like he was like, wow, like we really are not getting to do this. And right now would be the perfect time for us to do this because you found Jesus, you realize these material things don't matter anymore. You seem to have let go of so much anger and rage and sadness and depression, and you're reborn. And this massive thing is about to happen, and thank God all this came to be when it did, because it made him see what the bigger picture was too. It brought him back into his faith, and the roles, it provided this foundation for the roles of him to be the rock for me to lean on during that difficult time. And I felt safe, and I felt like he truly was my partner, and I could be sad and it was okay because I was safe with him.
Yeah.
So,
And that's, one of the things that's kind of, it's not a regret. It's like I just realized it, that Brent and I went through the darkest parts of our marriage, and we weren't strong in our faith at all. And our marriage was rough. It was hard. When we lost a baby, we were like, right, we were raising little kids, which is stressful by itself.
mm-hmm.
And then I was still in control mode. So now not only do I feel like I have to control my life and his life and two kids' life, then things just went around. Like we stopped being friends for a while. And it was mostly me, because I was just like, I was overwhelmed, but I let myself, I didn't acknowledge his contributions, because in my head they weren't enough. They weren't enough. They weren't enough. And I'm like, well, I won't let him do any of it, because everything he does is wrong.
Yeah.
So I was mad that he wasn't doing enough, but I wasn't letting him do anything. Or I was mad that he wasn't doing it the way I wanted it.
That, yeah.
And that was
I know that one.
And I did it for a long time. And the hardest thing we ever did was deliver a stillborn baby. And seeing his face and seeing real pain on his face was probably the spark, like when I realized that he deserves, I don't know, like it was an experience that, I don't wish upon anybody in the world, but it happens all the time. And I just realized, like, it just, that's when I went down, down, down. And I started going to therapy then. And I don't know that it really did anything for me. I talked about it, I guess. I learned some stuff about anxiety and trauma. Like, I mean, that was traumatic, I would assume. If you're going to call something trauma, like holding.
Don't discredit what you went through. That was trauma.
Like holding a tiny infant in your hands, like no bigger than the palms of your hands. I mean, I held him. I saw his face. It was torture, but like, at least I got to see him, And then bless the nurses, because I was like, no, I can't. And they're like, you need to hold him. You need to see him. And I did. And it wasn't pleasant, but it was at least a memory I have for, like, I don't regret. It's not a fond memory, but I think that was what spurred me. I was already in a hole, I was already stressed and over anxious, and like every mom worries about their kids. I worried to the extreme. And that's after I started getting therapy and medicine. And in fact, I went to therapy for like 9 months before I ever took medicine. And then a totally different doctor was like, hey, you want some pills? I was like, yeah, lay them on me. And I don't know, maybe I kind of wish I didn't take those, but it was, I don't know what it was. I couldn't tell you the day or the event or the moment that I just realized that Brent needed more from me.
And that's okay that you don't have the date,
Yeah.
but it's the fact that it came to you.
Yeah. And I just realized, like, as tough as I was having it, I was ignoring the fact that he was having it tough too. You know?
And that's a hard pill to swallow,
Yeah.
to admit that,
When I was
for
like,
one.
"Oh, look at me and my poor life. I'm so stressed out, and I got little kids to raise, and I work, and I gotta do the dishes, and I gotta wash the clothes." And well, he he's got his own stuff. He's a person, but I can't be mad when I'm just like, when I don't give him the opportunity to be there for me. And like, I don't mind. I mean, I hate washing dishes and I hate washing laundry, like with every fiber of my being. You can't convince me that it's fun. I don't care how much you say.
I love it.
Oh, it's torture.
No, I can't say I like doing dishes and laundry, but I love cleaning.
I like to scrubbing something gross until I don't want to anymore. I don't want to have to like finish it. Be like, it's half gross.
Yeah, we know. Brent, the popcorn machine.
It looks sparkly.
I know it does now.
It's beaut. It's a beaut. But I feel like it was just, I just had to say, I had to start putting Brent higher up in my
Priority list.
Yeah. That is, it feels crappy to real. We've been married for over 10 years, and it took me 9 years to realize that he matters. Like it feels. And I think a lot of it was fueled by the internet, because I was getting all these videos about man child this, and oh, my husband, why would I want to hang out with him when all he does is make me take care of him too, and like all this just whining and complaining, and I just fed right into it. I was like, yeah, my husband's just like that. He's a big man baby. It wasn't true.
Yeah.
And I discredited him for so long, and he's my best friend, and so it's just like, I started just doing little things. Like, I stopped making decisions, every decision, and I started deferring to him for things that matter and things that don't matter, both. Like, just for example, today, before I came here, we bought these goofy little remote holders, and I bought one for each of my kids to like attach their remote to the wall in their bedroom so they would stop losing it. And they were like, "Well, where are we going to put it, Mommy? Where's it going to go? And I said, "I don't know. That seems like something your dad needs to help you figure out." And because I could easily have done that. Like, it's not that I couldn't, but it's like, let them work together.
Yeah.
Let Brent Brent doesn't need to decide.
Well, not only that, but I'm not putting words in your mouth, but like from a perspective of, you are raising two little men too.
Yeah.
So
let him learn how to think like Brent thinks, not like how I think.
Yeah.
My stuff's kind of weird. I think weird.
No, but it's understanding like their roles, and
Well, even the stuff they like. Like, I can't relate a lot of the times. Like, I can't play a video game for more than like 5 minutes.
me either.
And I don't want to wrestle. I don't want to get shot with Nerf darts. All those things happen to me all the time. I got shot with a Nerf dart like yesterday.
Well, you also are, on the flip side, you're also in a house full of testosterone, as I am as well.
Yeah.
At least I have
Nerf
Navy.
darts be flying.
Yeah. And Landon's on a different path these days of toys. It's now not toys. It's
like grown-up toys.
Yeah.
Expensive toys.
So I get the whole testosterone thing, but I think acknowledging that there are roles within the marriage, and there are roles within like a man and a woman, and like what we provide versus what they provide, and us going back to our femininity and like the feminine side of us, and then letting them have that masculine side and the masculine role. And there's still some things that I do that are like manly.
Oh,
Like,
I love to build things. I love to use a hammer and a drill, and I'm really bad at it, but I love to do it.
yeah. So like,
Like that's manly. I like to go fishing. I
yeah,
like, like I don't think being feminine means I sit in front of the makeup mirror and like contour my face all day.
yeah.
And if you do, I'm impressed. Like I don't even wear makeup, but like I like pretty things, but I like Nerf darts. I guess I like to shoot Nerf darts. I don't know. It's just I don't know where I'm going with that.
No, well, it's all.
But there's something to be said for letting go of this like feeling like I'm scared and knowing that there's someone there that I chose to protect my life.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know without a doubt that Brent would do everything in his power to keep me safe and alive.
Same. Yeah.
And whatever that looks like is I'll hopefully never have to find out. But like that's like I know I never realized like the things that we worry about are not the things they worry about.
No, not even remotely close.
So like they're
It's like almost naturally ingrained in them to be the provider and to be the builder and the maker and the like, if I do not do this, my family will go without. Like,
yeah.
it's like almost genetically ingrained in most men to be the provider. And their society has kind of tried to teach us in a way, and it's okay to be independent, but like,
Well, there's plenty of moms
if you make the
and women
choice,
that don't have a husband,
yes.
you
So
know?
like, but if you make the choice to be married and commit to a man, society, some things within society have tried to teach us or show us like, but they still don't have to be like the head of the household.
Well,
But that's where
that's all those videos I was getting, like about this is why your wife doesn't want to sleep with you because you treat her like she's your mom. I'm like, well, are we treating them like our protector?
or are we treating them like a child?
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean I could see like everybody's situation is different and
Yes.
you can't base all of your information off of other people's
Yes.
TikTok videos. And that's not what I'm implying, but that like outside influence really drug me down. And so I hope that we can encourage other women our age to
Stop and reflect.
yeah, and just think about like you chose this guy as your partner because you love him. And when
Hopefully.
you want him to build you up and fulfill you, you got to do the same. I want him to fill my cup, I need to fill his cup.
Yeah.
And I think what I did for so long was I thought, how is what I'm doing not enough to fill his cup? How I'm doing all the things. I'm making him dinner. I'm figuring out everything. I'm doing everything and I could possibly think of, all this stuff that mattered to me in my brain. But that's maybe not what I was filling a cup that wasn't his.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was, but he was like, no, you are. You know what I mean? Like, I think a lot of guys are just stoked to have a sandwich made for him. But, like you gotta look at your partner and think, what is he like?
What truly fills his cup, not what
Right.
I think fills his cup,
Right.
but what.
And that's not the same for everybody.
Yes.
And I won't lie, I think for the majority of guys, that cup is easily filled on the physical spectrum. Now, I won't go into details there.
But you catch our drift.
I mean, that's you can't deny that that's not part of marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if that's what you got to put in the cup, you got to realize that. And if it's hanging out together, if it's deferring to them and letting them lead, asking them like, hey, like, can you figure this out? And I've started doing that. I'd be like, I've noticed this problem. Can you figure it out? Can you take care of that? When before I'd have been like, oh my gosh, there's a I said, I need new tires. I got to go figure out how to buy new tires and figure out what size and buy the wrong size. Definitely did that once. I had to like buy a whole other set and return. It was so dumb. But I was like, I should just be like, bro, I need new tires. Hook me up, bro. But and he could have easily done that. Now, he's certainly not a perfect man. Like, I love you, Brent. But one time we were like,
he's not even watching.
He's
probably.
not gonna watch. Remember, he's super hater status.
Yeah.
Something along the lines like he made the command decision to change the brakes on my car or something, or his truck. No, okay. I had an appointment to take my car into the shop because somebody rear-ended me and I was getting like repaired. And the day before I went to drop off my car, he decided to take the brakes off of his truck and replace them. Well, then you know what happens when you start doing that at 8 p.m.? Something goes wrong.
Yeah.
And then
you have no vehicle.
I'm like, what are we going to do now, bro? You couldn't have waited until Thursday or Friday?
So it's not to say that there's not...
that deferring to the husband doesn't always mean the outcome is good. But, I don't know. I had to start treating him like my best friend, and I think the best I could say is the cup reference. Like, I feel like I had to figure out what he needed. And once I started putting him up my chain of priority, things got so much better. He does the same for me, because I was always like, oh, you never think about me. He's like, that's all I ever think about.
They just think about us in a different way than we think of them.
Well, it goes both ways. I think it's important for a man to realize what I would need for my cup, which might not be getting groped 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or whatever, a butt smack in the kitchen while I'm making a meal. Like, maybe I want you to just, like, come and say hello to me and stand next to me or play a game or whatever.
Sometimes it's a gentle and not an aggressive.
Not a so aggressive cups splashing in the cup. Gentle trickle. But it's like I had a big conversation with a couple friends of mine about that marital relations. Because I think a lot of girls, when you have, not girls, women, wives, when you have little kids, that stuff falls away. A lot of times, because it's hard to maintain. It's hard to manage. And you're just like, ugh, I'm tired and you made me mad today because, or whatever reason. And guys just deteriorate when that happens to them. My experience, anyways. I'm sure not all men they're not all the same.
Not all are created equal, just like not all women are created equal.
So, but that's like the things that we need are, I think, a lot of times completely opposite of what they need. And
no, you don't need to think it.
Yeah,
yes.
But the problem is, I think we expect them to know what we need.
Oh, I mean, Matt has even said that. He's like, I cannot read your mind.
Yeah.
Like, you do need to use your words.
We're able to figure out what they need without them telling us. Eventually.
Yeah.
Like, if we wanted to, we could, because we're women. Guys aren't dumb, but they don't think like we do. So we're like, we don't need you to tell us what you want. We can figure it out. After a few days, we're like, oh, this guy's kind of grouchy. I know what's happening. Versus the guy will just wander through his life like, why is my wife so pissed? I can't figure it out. I don't know. And then you gotta tell him. And that's the difference, I think, is we expect them to think just like us. And they are just a whole different creature.
Yeah.
Like a dinosaur.
I just pictured a giraffe and his tongue.
Oh my gosh, you've ever been to the zoo where you like feed
the lettuce? That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Their tongue is like,
it's like black.
Yes.
It's like super big. Have you ever seen a cow tongue?
Yes.
Like in a jar?
Yeah, was that my belly?
I think it's your dog.
Maybe. She's my fur baby.
Fur baby.
Yes. I don't like calling them dogs.
Okay. Totally off track. Rewind back to baptism. I like to do a little funny movie quote. In our test session, we talked about what? Marriage. from The Princess Bride. But we also quoted Borat a few times. But I want to tell you. Oh, so I want to give my little baptism anecdote where I said I had that song by Jamie McDonald.
Yes.
Is that her name? Jamie McDonald.
Yeah.
Left it in the river.
Yeah.
And I was singing this song all about being baptized. And this is where I'm getting to my thing. And my kids were asking about baptism, and I was trying to explain it to them, what it meant, because they haven't been baptized yet. And then it turns out the next day was baptism renewal day at church, which was just crazy coincidence.
That's awesome.
And but all week long, I've been thinking about this movie. My Aunt Lisa and I watched it like a couple times years and years ago. And it's Nacho Libre with Jack Black.
Oh my!
Have you seen it?
I haven't watched it all the way through.
You haven't?
No.
There's so many good stupid. It's so stupid, but I still love it. Like he lives in a monastery. He's a monk or
Okay.
whatever. And
Yeah.
I think it's in Spain or
Okay.
Mexico or Portugal. I don't know. They speak in like Spanish. And it's like an orphanage monastery. Like there's little orphans.
Okay.
And he's the cook. And he says all kinds of funny lines, but one of them, he's talking to this grungy, his friend that he meets in town. He's like a creepy, dirty, he's like looking a wild Mowgli man. Like he's wearing like a loincloth and he's got crazy hair. And he goes, Jack Black is Nacho, and he says to him, have you not been baptized? Lisa and I say it all the time. Have you not been baptized? It's like I want to say it to people all the time whenever we talk about baptism.
Yeah.
I want to say, have you not been baptized? But I'm like, people are going to think I'm a freak. Nobody's going to know. The thing was like that same movie, the little creepy, crusty dude, like he's like Nacho's going into town to grab this bag of leftover tortilla chips from a restaurant for like the little kids at the orphanage, and the creepy little Mowgli man jumps down and like snatches the bag of chips, and they get in like a little fight, and he's like, these are the Lord's chips. So like we say that all the time too.
So note to self, go watch Nacho Libre.
It's so stupid, but I love it. And
So wait, is that did you show the kids that portion of that movie
I
as
did
well?
not. And they have
And
watched
reference?
it. They watched Nacho Libre, and the whole time I was cracking up like a fool, and they're like, this is the stupidest movie I've ever seen. I'm like, you have no coolness. They do like some of our old school movies.
Yeah.
Like they love The Sandlot.
Aw.
And oh my gosh, my brother let them watch Hellboy. I'm like, wow. Roland's watched it like 8 times this week.
Really?
Yes. I don't even remember the movie.
He's
He's like
Hellboy is a superhero,
Yeah,
isn't
he's like a good
Marvel.
He's like a bad good guy.
Yeah.
A good bad guy.
Is that Marvel?
I have no idea. I don't think so. I think it's a comic book of some kind.
Okay.
Call me out in the comments.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Probably DC instead of Marvel.
So did you show them videos of baptisms or?
No, we had like a very brief discussion about it in the car, about why you get baptized.
What was their take on it?
They were confused.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like they're not quite, like I don't think they realize that there are people that don't believe in God yet.
And they will.
Yeah, like so I don't think that they
We don't need to rush that.
No, and like because it's something we talk about all the time.
It's their norm.
Yeah, it's like they don't. There's no question yet, and I'm not trying to say that I'm gonna make sure they never question, because that's just impossible. But since they haven't, they don't. Roland questions a little. Not questions like he doesn't doubt, but he's wondering, and I think that ties into it because we're getting into the age of understanding and like about other things in life that might not be as clear cut, like visitors, if you know what I mean, holiday visitors. Like,
wait, are you getting there? Do you think?
I think we're approaching it, and I think that
I gotta be honest with you. I hate that if this is about to hurt you, but I really feel like he probably does not.
He might not.
He's wise beyond his years.
It would surprise me that he wouldn't say something. It would surprise me that he would keep it a secret, because he is not.
Oh, that's true.
He's a teller. Like he'll tell you whatever he wants.
Yeah, but he does care about his brother.
Yeah. And like, so I think what the reason we were watching Grown Ups 2, which is not a children's appropriate movie, but we make bad choices as parents. And there's a part in that movie where the little girl's like, Mommy, the tooth fairy, my tooth fell out, the tooth fairy. And like Selma Hayek's on the phone. And she's like, blah, 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 and she's like, I will put the dollar into your pillow later. And then she was like, what do you mean? And I was like, ah, turn it off! Turn it off! And then Roland's like, what does that mean? What does she mean by that? What is that? I don't understand. So then he was just like, are you saying, does this mean the tooth fairy's not real? So that was like the catalyst, I think.
Well, then that's your fault.
Way to go, Selma Hayek!
No, that's you, Heather McGoney.
Ruined my children's fantasy.
Wait. I just said your full name on the podcast. Do you know what I'm referencing?
In episode 6 of Still a Little Salty, we call out Brent McGoney for being a super hater. And then we were yelled at for saying his whole name on the internet. In case people were unaware. That my husband, who I refer to as Brent, would share my last name.
So that also leads me to, we're talking about how faith can improve marriage and no, like allowing the roles in marriage, but there is still aspects of marriage that are hilarious, and you can't help but challenge them and be like, you're so smart, but you're also not that smart right
Dummy.
now. Because Matt also kind of did something like that, where he was like, I don't want to be on the internet. And I was like, newsflash. You're on the internet whether you want to be or not, because you made some poor choices as a teenager and young adult. You're on the internet.
All up on the internet.
You're on the internet.
Is, a lot of that spurs, like, I think that 20 years from now, when our kids are having this conversation with their spouses, there will be no question that it doesn't matter. Like, everybody's stuff's on the internet.
Yeah.
Because remember when the internet was a baby for us, we're like, oh my gosh, if you're going to get on AOL, you got to use a fake name.
Yes, that is true. That is true.
You don't tell anybody where you live or who you are. And now we're like, look what I ate today. Here's my name and address and social security number.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't escape the internet.
That was a funny conversation though in your garage, and I'm looking at him and I'm like, you're so smart, but this is so stupid right now.
We Googled him and I was like, oh yeah, well, there's 10 pages of you on here.
Yeah,
but his argument was that he's only on the internet because he's tied to me and I'm all up on the internet. I'm like, what do you think is going to happen? So you're going to watch our podcast and be like, her husband's name is Brent McGoney, let's get him. I have to make up for having to re-record.
Oh, and so I'm really sorry to anyone if like they have that like very sensitive hearing and maybe could hear the fact that I have gum in my mouth, because this is so like, we're so random.
I know.
People are going to be like, this is a faith podcast talking about real personal stuff too, like her teeth. I had a permanent retainer in my bottom teeth because I had Invisalign, because your girl had a lot of spacing back in the day. So I got my retainer removed last night and I still have cement like on my...
Does it come off?
Yeah, like, okay, so here's the problem. I have sensitive teeth. So when they remove this, they use like drill bits, okay? Well, when you have a drill bit going over and over and over your tooth, eventually it starts to hurt. Well, I have sensitive teeth, so that eventual happens quickly.
Yeah.
So they can't drill at my teeth for very long.
I got like the anti-sensitive teeth. I got 4 cavities filled without Novocaine in the same day.
No.
Yes, I did.
Oh, wow. You're lucky, because no way.
Not to say I could get a root canal without numbing, but I was just like, just do it. They're like, you don't want any? I'm like, no, just do it. If it hurts, I'll tell you. The worst part is I gotta hold my jaw.
Yeah,
that hurts my jaw joint.
Yes, and I have that going for me too. So I can feel like the cement on, what are these, the canines?
I
these
don't know.
like fangy ones.
The bottom pointies.
Yeah, the bottom pointies. So that's where the retainer was connected to. So I have been chewing gum to distract my tongue from rubbing on the cement because I was doing it all night last night and literally rubbed my tongue raw and was bleeding.
Maybe you need like a little sandpaper tongue sock. And then you can just get rid of it.
Well, our tongues are kind of like sandpaper.
Like a cat tongue.
So I'm thinking that I'll eventually
you just get like a little pick. You just like pick
I have been, but again, sensitive teeth. So it doesn't feel great. I'm just a whole mess in my grill right now.
Mess.
So I apologize for anyone.
I feel like every episode so far, I sniff. I'm always...
Yeah. And every time you do that, you make me think of my mom because my mom did that all the time.
So I'm over here like trying to hide my...
And they can hear it still.
So I'm just, either tell me you hate it and I'll do my best, or we can do a whole montage of me sniffing into the microphone. Whatever.
And I mess with my hands a lot. But it's, it's my cuticles. I have like disgusting cuticles.
This is the ADHD hour.
Yeah. So all that because we didn't get recording on our last episode.
I think this episode turned out better.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah. That's also because you said some challenging stuff on the last one.
I think God protected me.
He did, and me.
By not letting the sound record on that last one, because I was getting a little close to the sun. If you'd like to know what we talked about, just message us and I'll tell you. I think we can wrap it there.
Yeah.
Love your spouse. Treat them
with respect, and allow them to play the role that God intended them to have.
Yeah. And
you have the role that God intended you to have.
And wives, tell them what you need in your cup.
Yes, because they're not mind readers.
Yeah.
And they never will be.
And look deep inside yourself. You know how to fill their cup. It might not be what you want to do.
And with that, stay salty.
We love you.
Thanks for joining us on this episode of Still a Little Salty. We hope you enjoyed hanging out. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Remember, it's okay to be a work in progress. We're all just trying to be the salt, adding goodness, truth, and a little bit of flavor along the way.
We'll see you next time. Until then, stay salty.